Okay.
Everyone, please make sure you're on mute. All right, everyone. Welcome to the 187th District Court. These are the rules of the 187th District Court. You are in a courtroom. You may be at your home, you may be outside, you may be at your office, you may be at work, but you're in the 187th District Courtroom. Whatever you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom. If you behave unprofessionally on this Zoom, your Zoom privileges will be revoked and you will be required to appear in the courtroom. So what does that mean? That means that you're making your Tuesday until Monday. That means that you are going to have to drive downtown, catch the via bus, get an Uber, get a Lyft to make it downtown. If you drive downtown yourself, that means you're going to have to find parking space. That means that you're going to have to pay for parking. Then once you pay for parking, you're going to have to wait until we get to you when you come to the courtroom. So that's going to inconvenience you and it's going to inconvenience your attorney. To all of the inmates, you are not to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back. To everyone who is on this Zoom, this is not the Bachelor, this is not the Bachelorette. You're not allowed to use this Zoom as an opportunity to pick up a date. And I know you probably say, why is she saying that? Because it's been done before. It is not allowed. If you're at your home, you're not to be in bed. If you are in bed, you're going to be required to appear in person. Your Zoom privileges will be revoked. If you're at your house, there is no cooking allowed. If you're at your work, you need to take your break, find a stationary place so that we can have this Zoom hearing in a professional manner. I'm going to open the breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless your name is specifically called to go to a breakout room. To all defendants and those who are accused, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, that means that your attorney is Zooming in another courtroom. So what does that mean? Please do not raise your hand. Please do not say, excuse me, my attorney's name was called. I know you say, well, that makes sense because she's already said that. It happens in every Zoom. So just be patient. Let's make this Tuesday a Tuesday. Let's not try to turn it into a Monday. This is the order in which the attorneys will appear. If you see your name is low on the list and you wish to Zoom to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to do so. However, if you do so and your name is called, you will be placed at the end of the list. David Cuellar, Robert Maurer, Christine McDonald, Richard Garcia, Chris Simpkins, John Winter, James Myret, Bill Simmons, Joe Bohack, Teresa Conley, and Vivek Jampala. Is there any defense attorney's name that I did not call? All right, to all the defense attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small you think that plea bargaining agreement is, You need to put it in the chat box to Norma Ferguson. She's the court coordinator. She's listed on the screen as Ferguson coordinator. She will need to get paperwork to you and to your client. If your client is on bond, she will need your client's email address. Attorneys, as you can see, there are more defense attorneys than there are prosecutors. So please be patient. When you're assigned to a breakout room, think of that breakout room as the doctor's office. When you get called to the doctor's office, what ends up happening, they call you to the back. You don't see the doctor right away. You end up sitting in that room. They check your weight and your blood pressure, and then you wait again for the doctor. If you leave the breakout room, the prosecutor will see that that breakout room is empty. They're going to skip over you and go to the next breakout room. So attorneys, when I call your name, I need the name of your client, and I need to know whether or not it's criminal trial division or a family violence case. David Cuellar.
Yes, Your Honor, it's CTD. Possession case. I'd like to confer.
What is your client's name?
Mark Hurtado, Hurtado.
All right, I'm going to assign you to breakout room number 2. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Robert Mauer.
Judge, I have CTD. It's on a Veronica Wilson, DWI child.
All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 3.
Check.
Yes, Christine McDonald.
Good morning, Judge. I have Stephen Chandler with Criminal Trial Division.
I'll send you to number 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Richard Garcia.
Judge, I have Corey Allen Sr. He's FTA with violation reports. Cause number 21 CR 6027. It's a criminal trial division case.
All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you to a breakout room, and we're going to see if he shows up in court or either on Zoom screen.
Okay.
I'll send you to number 5. Chris Simpkins.
Anthony Bellardo, CTD.
How do you spell the last name?
Belardo.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, can you hear me, co-host?
Yes.
Okay.
John Winter.
Yeah, Judge, it's a trial division, Gabriel Guerra. And if I could also get a copy of his MTR.
All right, if you'll put your email address in the chat box to Rebecca Reyes, she'll
Sure.
get that to you. And I'll assign you to breakout room number 7, but put that in the chat box before you go, otherwise she won't see it.
Sure, Judge.
James Myrick.
Criminal trial.
What's your client's name, by the way?
Daryl Hall.
See you number 8.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bill Simmons.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good
I have
morning.
Samuel Campbell. It's a CTD case. It's an MTR. I also need a copy of the MTR, but I've already emailed Ms. Reyes.
All right, you said Samuel Campbell.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll send you to number 9. Joe Bohack.
Judge, I've got Mr. Tovar, drug case, so it'd be the criminal trial division.
All right, just say first name Juan.
Juan Tovar, yes, ma'am.
I'll see you to breakout room number 10.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Teresa Conley.
Good morning, Your Honor. It's a criminal trial division, and it's Destiny Shavira, And I've already conferred with Hunter. It's noted on my motion for a bond.
All right, well, let's see if they can agree to a bond. Just one
We
second.
did. We
All right,
did.
Jen, just give us a second.
Okay, thank you.
Is your case indicted?
Yes, it's an MTR.
All right, so I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11 to confer on disposition of this case.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Vivek Jampala,
Good morning, Your Honor.
good morning.
My client is Nathan Gomez, Criminal Trial Division.
I'll see you to breakout room number 12.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Brenda Lucky, breakout room number 13 is just waiting for somebody. All right, the person who's listed as iPhone who had the shades on, unmute yourself. What is your name?
My name is Israel Moncada.
Israel what?
Moncada.
Spell your last name.
Moncada.
All right, just give us a moment, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Is it okay if I go run in and get my charger real quick?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, just wait for us, Mr. Moncada. Give us a second. Ms. Conley, just give me a second. Everyone, I am presiding judge this week. I'm filling in for someone. So at some time, I'm going to need to take a 5-minute break, but it's that I'm working on other things as well. So everyone, be patient. Remember what I said. Don't make this Tuesday a Monday, and put some patience in your pocket. Just give me a moment.
Food yet?
I got out of bed, to the shower, and here. Nobody's to judge.
All right, everyone. I am back. All right, Teresa Conley. Yes. You're on mute, Ms. Conley.
I spoke with Robert, Your Honor, and you signed the order on July 30th. The
Yes.
client called me last night and Gabriel said there was no bond, but Robert cleared it up.
Yes. So what are we doing on this case? This is a motion to revoke.
She's got to come up with the bond money to get out. That's all.
No. We're on the docket today and she has a motion to revoke. So what are we doing with the motion to revoke?
Hopefully, we never conferred about that.
All right,
We just conferred.
okay. If you guys will go back into, Ms. Conley, if you'll go back to the breakout room and confer with him on the motion to revoke. It's
Okay.
breakout room number 11.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Robert Bauer. All right, Christine McDonald.
Judge, may I be put in my, a breakout room with my client, please?
All right.
Hold up
Sure.
one moment, Christine. I'm going to chat you. So before you go, so I can send this message to you.
All right, Scott Simpson.
Yes, Judge. I'm
Yes.
here on Theodore Buchanan.
And you're here as a prosecutor, correct?
No, I'm a defense attorney on this one. I was
Okay.
appointed, it's an old case. I was appointed a long time ago. It just was recently indicted. This is a first trial setting. The prosecutor on the case is the third prosecutor I've worked with, but he has emailed me twice about coming in to see the images, and I haven't been able to do that. So I was hoping to at least set an appointment to do it this Friday, because I will be in Bexar County this Friday, because I'm pleading out Priscilla Salazar in the afternoon in your court as
All
a
right.
prosecutor.
Is the prosecutor on this Jason Jorgens?
Yes, it is.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room to confer on a date for him to review that. I'll send you all to breakout room number 14.
Got it.
And then just come back and I'll give you a date for your case.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Anyone else back for the breakout room? Robert
Judge,
Mauer.
Robert Mauer's back. I have an agreement with Marcus to plead my client to a Class B misdemeanor. I am sending him proof of her enrollment in AA and individual counseling. And he's going to work on paperwork. I'm going to have her sit tight in the breakout room and wait for me. If I can go reset some of my other cases, I'll come back and do my plea shortly.
All right, if you can make sure that Ms. Ferguson has that agreement.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it right now.
Thank you.
Robert, all I need is your defendant's email address. That's it.
I'll do it right now, Norma. I'll chat it to you, Norma.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else back from the breakout room?
Yes, Your Honor, I am. David.
Yes.
Yeah. We conferred, and it's the first trial setting, and we got an excellent offer.
Have you conferred with your client?
I haven't conferred with him this morning, Your Honor.
All right, let's see where he is.
Your Honor, I chatted with his mother this morning. He has quite a few mental health issues that might prevent him from getting on this morning. I don't know how much time he has.
Well, I give everyone till 10:30 to show up. So if you want to work on getting him to Zoom in, or either he can appear in person.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give him till 10:30. All right, anyone else back and ready?
Yes, Judge, can I be put in a breakout room with Stephen Chandler?
Yes, he's waiting for you in breakout room number 4.
Okay, thank you.
And Ms. Conley, could you please go to breakout room number 11 so a prosecutor can confer with you, or has that already been done? You're on mute.
It hasn't come up, Your Honor. There's no breakout
No,
room.
it's the same breakout room you were previously in. If you'll
Oh,
go
okay.
to where it says breakout
and
room,
then- Thank you.
you're welcome. Who is K51? You need to unmute.
Okay.
What is your name?
My name is Juan Tovar Jr., ma'am.
Why are you wearing shades on Zoom?
I got the card to appear on the 18th.
No, that's not my question. My question is, why are you wearing shades on Zoom? This is not your first appearance in this court. This is not the first time that I've given instructions on the appropriate attire for Zoom. So I go back to my first question. Why are you wearing shades on Zoom?
Because I'm at work, ma'am, and I operate at heavy equipment, and the sun gets in my eyes, and I could hit a car or a human.
So what does that have to do with you being in court?
Well, I got the wrong information in the mail.
No, that's not my question. My question is, why are you in shades on Zoom when you're in the 187 District Court? I inform you, this is not the first time you've appeared in this court. And I constantly tell everyone, you are in a courtroom. You are to behave as though you are in a courtroom. And what that means is you are not at work, you are in a courtroom. And so it is not my concern that you are at work, because if you were required to appear in the courtroom, you wouldn't be operating machinery. So this is the last time I'm going to tell you, wherever you are, you had better find a stationary place. Otherwise, you're going to be leaving your work today, and you're going to be leaving your work to come in the 187 District Court.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you don't want that to happen, I suggest you talk to your supervisor, take your break now.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna get out the loader. I got somebody's gonna cover for me.
All right. On Theodore Buchanan, do you need to speak with your client, Mr. Simpson?
I do not, Judge. I've talked to him many times. He's in the waiting room. I told him he needed to appear. I have an appointment scheduled this Friday at 11 o'clock to view the images that they can't copy from me. And so then I suspect after I view everything, I may be asking for a forensic exit.
All right, Norma, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Buchanan, please?
Yes.
But it's premature for me to do that until I've seen exactly what we're looking at.
I can do September 16th.
All right, Mr. Simpson, we're going to be back on your case on September 16th.
Once I'm excused, Judge, I'll just text Mr. Buchanan and tell him he can get off, or unless
Yes,
you want to bring him in.
he's on Zoom right now. Mr. Buchanan, can you unmute, please?
Yes,
Mr.
Judge.
Buchanan,
September 16th.
Yes, you're to be back on Zoom
Sounds
on
good.
September 16th, okay?
Yes, Judge.
All right, you're excused. Thank you, Mr. Simpson. You're excused.
I'll text you later, Mr. Buchanan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes, thank you. James Myrick. Brenda, it's Monday on a Tuesday.
I know he needs to speak to his client, Daryl Hall, but I wasn't sure if one of the...
I don't know. He's on the phone doing something else.
I'm on the phone with Mr.
Hall.
Hall. I'm on the
All
phone
right.
with Mr. Hall right now. He's trying to figure out how to get onto Zoom.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Norma, can I see you in a breakout room, please? Breakout room number 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, Galaxy A20, what is your name? You're in the vehicle with the black shirt. Is this your client, James Myrick?
I don't think so. No,
Galaxy A20, what is your name? All righty, we'll find out later. Yes, what's your name?
My name is Daryl Hall.
Yep, this is Darrell Hall.
great. If I could have a breakout room with him, then that'd be great.
All right, let me see, Mr. Myrick, you were in breakout room number 8. If you'll go back to 8, your client will meet you there.
Okay.
Mr. Hall, I need you to go to breakout room number 8.
There's a little box with a blue button. Press on the blue button.
All right, James, you're becoming an expert.
Try to make it easy on him.
All right, we're going to need you as our resident expert for Zoom. And yes, Joe Boheck.
Yes, Judge, I just text Ms. Ferguson that we've got a deal on Mr. Tovar. And I think I also text Mr. Marcus to let him know we had accepted his offer.
All right, and do you need Mr. Tovar to go into the breakout room with you?
When I get the paperwork, absolutely.
Okay. And to all of the prosecutors, Teresa Conley is in breakout room number 11 in its criminal trial division, and MTR and Destiny Chavarria.
Mr. Bohan, can I get your client's email address, please?
Okay, let me get that from him and I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Permission to approach, Your Honor.
Just one moment. Let me just sign this document that was given to me. Yes.
Your Honor, I'm back from conferring on Mr. Samuel Campbell. He's in custody. Is there a way for me to be placed in a breakout room with him, please?
Yes. Mr. Campbell, If you can go to breakout room number 9 to speak with your attorney. All right, Christine McDonald.
Good morning, Judge. I've conferred with the state on Mr.
Take
Chandler.
Yes.
Stephen. I'm asking them to consider a pretrial diversion, but they want a little more documentation from the via Serena. So I'm working on getting medical records, Judge. If we can just have one regular reset.
All right, Norma, on Stephen Chandler. Can we have a 30-day reset?
Yes, ma'am. They can come back on the 16th.
All right, we'll see you back on September 16th.
Thank you, Judge. Are my client and I excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Marcus, I'm going to send you something in the chat box. And I don't know if you could send it to other prosecutors because I'm unsure who's going to be handling this case.
Good morning, Norma.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm on Mr. Samuel Campbell. We have an agreement on his case. It's going to be revocation. He's going to do the time on it.
All right, if you guys can put that in the chat box, please.
I'm sorry, Judge.
No problem. Yes, Mr. Winter?
Yeah, Judge, I believe we're gonna have to reset it since he picked up a new case, so I can kind of get some information on that new case. But I would like to talk to Meredith briefly right before I get off.
All right. Let me see. John Winter, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 13, Lucky 13.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13. And Meredith will meet you there.
Okay.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment, please.
This one? Okay.
If they can't come this afternoon, we can put it
Your Honor, I'm back from breakout. I hate to bother you when your head's down.
No, no problem. What do you?
Thank you. I talked with Meredith and we have an agreement to have her complete a couple things and then they'll withdraw the MTR. Impact panel, DWI ed, and a negative drug test. And if we ask for 30 days more to come back and see if she's done all that.
All right, Norma. Miss Chavarria, I'm assuming is in custody.
No, she's not.
Okay. So the question is, where is Miss Chavarria?
She's right next to me on my phone. I mean, she can come in if she has to, but I only
No, when you
asked
say
to have
right
her-
next to you on her phone, do you mean
I'm sorry,
she's like?
but two Zooms and a couple of other things. She's right. I can get her on my phone.
No, she needs to zoom in.
Do you want her in the court because I have her.
No, she needs to be on Zoom or either she can be in court.
I can get her on Zoom. I have her number.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I send it to Norma via chat?
Yes. All right, Chris Simpkins, you're back.
Yes, Judge. We have an agreement. I was working on the paperwork with my client. I had to log out because my audio, for some reason, was not connecting.
No problem. I will take up your matter when I receive documentation.
Could you put me back in a breakout room with Mr. Bellardo, please?
Yes, I'll send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. right, Destiny Chavarria.
She's there, Your Honor. I just saw her.
Yes, she needs to speak.
Destiny, you need to speak to the judge on Zoom.
I'm sorry, I could barely hear y'all. Hold on.
All right, hang up on me and get on Zoom, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Destiny Chavarria.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you need to show your video. All right, you're on probation for driving while intoxicated with a child under 15 years. I don't take any of the allegations as true because no evidence has been presented to me. But you want to explain to me why you're not submitting to UAs?
So recently my son had just passed away. I was pregnant while on probation. I had let my probation officer know. And so I was still doing a couple of UAs and I would come out clean. And then my son passed away. And then I lost custody again of my first son. So I was going through a rough time, and then I had lost my house, and then I had lost my job. And so I was just going through like a really hard time with money, and family wasn't helping me. And so I was just trying to get things together and still am.
All right, so why did you lose custody of your son? Was it through Child Protective Services or somewhere else?
When I got in trouble with this, they did take him away, and like, it was in foster care for about a month or two. So they had me doing classes and things like that, and drug tests, hair follicles and things like that. And eventually he came back during COVID, but then they recently did like a joint custody. So now his dad has him, but now he's refusing me to let me see him.
All right, so you're saying that Child Protective Services is the one who worked out the custody arrangements?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may, they dropped the with child. She only has a DWI misdemeanor.
Okay. But I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in her life so I can make a determination on whether she can do what's being asked of her.
Your Honor, her life is in chaos. After she lost the baby was born, baby was buried. The family went through the great trauma of a stillbirth. She's obviously a young woman, so it's kind of probably more traumatic than an older person, but she's been working in home health care. She just recently got a new job, but she had a strep throat, so she couldn't go right away. So I'm working on a very modest fee, almost pro bono. And I'm not pushing her on paying me. I'm pushing her on paying what she has to get her.
No. Let's backtrack a little bit because I don't allow people to work as home health care providers when they have criminal cases pending.
I don't know, Destiny, what are you doing now? What is your new job?
My new job now, I work at a motel as a housekeeper.
Okay, all right, because here's the thing. I don't allow people who are on probation to work as home health care providers. I think home health care provider system has become the new West telemarketers. And I know for some of the older attorneys, and I won't say older attorneys, I would say for some of the more seasoned attorneys like us, every client who was on bond or had a criminal case, when the judge would ask them where they work, it was always West telemarketing. And now it's changed to they're working as a home health care provider. But people who are on probation out of my court, I don't allow them to work as a home health care provider. And I don't allow them to work on any type of work in any type of employment that involves supervision of minors. So I'm glad that you're not working as a home health care provider because the court doesn't allow that. So what are we doing with her case?
Your Honor, Meredith and I agreed that she would do DWI education, impact panel, and come up clean on a drug test with 30 days to do it. And then she would withdraw the motion. There is there is one problem yet. She hasn't paid her bond yet. So she's got to pay us. You did approve the bond on July 30th. Robert established that with me. The problem was with Gabriel bail bonds, not with Robert. Robert was wonderful.
All right, so let me ask you this. Is there any concern with this defendant being a danger to society?
No, Your Honor, I would say she's not. She
And
said
is
that
she-
she wasn't even drinking about the DWI originally.
Well, we're
she
not
had-
gonna go back
over
to
the-
the
over the
original
hill.
DWI. We are where we are, and where we are is she's been on DWI probation since September 2nd, 2020 for 2 years, and she hasn't been giving me any drug tests. So
No,
what
she
I'm gonna
has.
do is I'm gonna want her to do a drug test today. And to the clerks, let me see where Meredith is.
Yes, Judge.
I'm gonna see about issuing a summons for Miss Destiny Chavarria, but let me see what the clerk's thoughts are on that. So I'm thinking of recalling the warrant and just issuing a summons for her to appear. But just
Thank
give me
you
a
very
moment on
much.
that, Robert.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's not thank me yet.
I know, but
I wanna
I
see-
think I like your thinking, Your Honor. Thanking you for your way of thinking.
Okay, thank you. So we're gonna see once Meredith comes out of the breakout room.
Thank you.
John Winter.
Yeah, Judge. Can I just get a reset on Mr. Guerra?
Why are we doing a reset?
So he's got the MTR, and I don't think the MTR alone would be much of an issue, but it does include a number 1 for assault on a pregnant person. So I wanted a chance to see if I could contact that victim and see what her thoughts were on everything.
All right, and who were you conferring with?
Meredith.
All right, let me see if Meredith is out of the breakout room. Yes. I'm sorry, what? A minute. Thank you. Just as soon as Meredith comes out of the breakout room.
Okay.
And we will discuss. All right, if the officer can come back, please. And again, everyone, put patience in your pocket. I'm presiding because the presiding judge couldn't be here, so I'm presiding. And Hunter, I see your request.
Okay, right. Judge is taking a break, so.
John, I can put us back in a breakout room if you're available.
Yeah, okay, Meredith.
Okay.
Good boy, good boy. Sweet. Sweet.
Hello?
All right, everyone, I am back. Let me just sign a couple of documents. All right, and the parties who are on Bellardo, sending you to breakout room number 1. And if the clerks could go to number 1 to swear Mr. Bellardo in, please. Okay, so John Winter, your client is Gabriel Guerra.
Gabriel Guerra, that's correct.
All right, Norma, on Gabriel Guerra, can we set this for a contested? But give them, how much time, State, do you need to look into the new number 1?
Your Honor, if we can get at least 30 days.
All right, Norma, if you can recall this for 30 days, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, before you dismiss him, I need to see him because he never showed up for orientation, so I need to go over his conditions with him.
All right, thank you.
I can do. I can do September 15th.
All right, September 15th at 2 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Winter, I'm going to send your client, let me see where he is. Rebecca, he's in breakout room number 7.
Can you assign me there, Judge? I'm not a co-host.
Yes, let me put you in 7. And John Winter, did you sign out and come back in or no?
Did I?
I'm going to send you number 7.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, and then Meredith, are you still here?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, on Destiny Chavarria, would you have any objections to her just being receiving a summons instead of having to make bond?
No, I don't have an objection.
All right, to the clerks on Chavarria, if you can recall the warrant, and we're just going to issue a summons instead. What that means, Ms. Chavarria, is you will still need to appear. If you don't appear, you're going to have to make a bond. Do you understand, Ms. Chavarria? Could you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
It's going to be on this one. And Norma, what date should we come back on Ms. Chavarria? State, how much time are you asking for, Ms. Chavarria?
30 days, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. McIntyre?
Yes, Judge, 30 days.
All right, Norma, what date for Ms. Chavarria?
I can do the 13th.
All right, we're gonna come back on September 13th. State, what are you requesting of Ms. Chavarria?
Requesting that she complete the DWI education, the victim impact panel, and provide a negative UA, and we will withdraw the MTR.
All right, thank you. Ms. Chavarria, I'm gonna need you to stay on until probation comes out of the breakout room so that I can connect you with probation so they'll know what's going to be required of you to have the motion withdrawn by the state. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so don't leave the breakout room. Don't leave this room. I'll send you to the breakout room in just a moment. Richard Garcia.
I'm back, Judge, and I got an offer that's only good for 3 weeks, and Corey's senior's been gone since April. FTA.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go on the record with this case because I don't believe has there been a
On June 23rd, we had a bond hearing.
all right, I don't know why I have nothing in my file on that. I think it's because he was recently indicted.
No, because he changed his last name from senior to SR, to Alan SR.
Alan SR?
his last name is Senior, and somehow or another, his name got changed to Alan SR.
Oh. All right, to the clerks.
Yes, Judge.
I need you to look up on Corey Allen Senior and see what the status is of his bond.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Ernesto. I'm sorry, Ignacio Beretta.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here on Israel Moncada. I've been talking to Marcus Sanders.
What's the last name?
Moncada.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
This would be CTD.
Okay. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Vivek Jampala.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. What is happening with your case?
We conferred, and I think we're gonna need another setting.
Did you confer with your client?
Not yet.
Okay.
Just that.
So yeah. So we don't know if we need another setting. All right, Mr. Gomez. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 12 to confer with your attorney.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and Destiny, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7.
And Judge, I was wondering if you could send me into the breakout room with my client.
You're in the same breakout room, so you can go back to number 12.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Bellardo, have you already been sworn in by the clerks? Could you unmute?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll be with you in just one moment. All right, to the clerks, what's the update on Corey Senior?
He's still looking up that information, Judge.
Thank you.
Richard, can you go to breakout room number 6, please?
Sure.
All right, and Mr. Scott, we're just waiting on your attorney, Victor Gomez.
Yes.
Okay. All right, are the parties ready on Bellardo? And Ms.
Defense is ready,
Conley?
Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Conley, your client is in breakout room number 7 with probation, and you and your client will be excused. Who is the prosecutor on Bellardo?
Marcus.
This is Marcus, I believe.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 5446, State of Texas versus Anthony Bellardo. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Christopher Simpkins for the defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Bellardo?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Bellardo, I'm showing you what's entitled to defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Bellardo, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're waiving the enhancement paragraph.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Bellardo, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Well, they're just
Yes.
referring to.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Okay.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he was.
Mr.
And is.
Bellardo, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Mr. Bellardo, has anyone
No, Your
threatened
Honor.
you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
Oh,
No, ma'am.
she hasn't sent.
Are you
it yet.
satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Correct.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, your punishment is to be assessed at 180 days in the state jail facility, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Correct, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Defense is a plea bargain agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
Yes, Judge. The state offers states Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Bellardo, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement that the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. And if I could see the state and defense in a breakout room, please. If I could see you all in breakout room number 1. Let me see, what room were you in, Chris? All right, is there a prosecutor available on Richard Garcia's case, Mr. Senior? The client is not present.
Yes, Judge, I'm available.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, I've already talked to Hunter. He's given me an offer.
No, your client isn't present. So we're going to call to see where he is, and the state may have a request for a bond forfeiture.
Oh, okay.
Yes, no problem.
He's been missing since April and pre-trial.
It shows that he's on bond according to the clerks. The court is calling 2021 CR 6027, State of Texas versus Corey Allen Senior. Could I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
Judge Richard Garcia for the defendant.
All right, we're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
No, Judge.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
This hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:51 a.m. Deputy Laura, has there been a Corey Allen Senior in the courtroom at all today?
Your Honor, he has not.
And for the record, he has not been on Zoom. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, Your Honor.
Have you tried to reach your client?
Since April, for 4 months.
Thank you. All right, state.
Judge, state asked for this defendant's bond to be forfeited and a warrant be issued.
All right, that'll be granted, and I'll remand your client without bond. If you are able to get in touch with your client and your client makes an appearance either by Zoom or in person, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, if there's nothing else, then you are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and then we're going to go back on the record on Bellardo. Mr. Simpkins, I need you to show your video.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh,
I said Simpkins.
Oh, you said Simpkins. I'm sorry.
No problem. All right, we're back on the record, and the court had found that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court has accepted into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court is reviewing the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we ask that you follow the plea bargain agreement.
All right, the court then will follow your agreement. As previously stated, the court has found you guilty. The court will sentence you to 180 days in the state jail facility, giving you credit for any time served. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Bellardo, I've read the police report. You placed yourself in a very dangerous situation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what are you going to do differently?
So I'm gonna stop. I mean, I gotta stop. It's enough.
All right, because you could have died, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so here's the thing. There are a host of free services for people who have drug or alcohol addictions or whatever it may be. Now, I know you're probably excited and happy that you're doing your time, you will be done. But here's the issue, Mr. Bellardo. Sometimes people will immediately leave custody. They forget about what the promises they made to their family members, and they go out and use. And you've discovered that if you use, you could potentially die, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to tell you this story. Other people have heard it. I watch a lot of documentaries, and one documentary was on Aerosmith, and it was with Steven Tyler. And Steven Tyler said he had stopped using drugs, and I believe he said heroin, for years. And he said that he was watching this news story, and there was this guy who OD'd on heroin. And he said his brain's first thought was, that must have been some good heroin. So he says that he has to stay forever vigilant not to backslide and use. And you're going to have to do that. Otherwise, you're either going to end up in dead or either you're going to end up in prison. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Velardo.
I'm excused.
Yes. Norma, let them know that 15B can go back, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
May I be excused?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Is there anyone else who's ready? Okay. All right. And who is on Campbell? And then after Campbell, we're going to take up Veronica Wilson.
Hunter's on Campbell, Judge.
Attorney Bill Simmons.
Okay. And Brennan, this is going to be 2 cases. All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 0008W and 2020 CR 11346, State of Texas versus Samuel Eugene Campbell. We're going to have parties announced for the record for the state.
Hunter Morris.
For the defense.
Attorney Bill Simmons for defense.
And are you Mr. Campbell?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
No, Judge.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Campbell, in each of these cases, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? And did you electronically sign them?
Yes, ma'am.
Then in each of the cases, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. And each of the cause numbers, I'm going to show you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision, and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke probation. Did you review those documents with your attorney and did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
And cause number 2020 CR 11346, are you the same Samuel Eugene Campbell who's placed on deferred adjudication for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, on January 5th, 2021 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
And in cause number 2021 CR 0008W, are you the same Samuel Eugene Campbell who was placed on deferred adjudication for unauthorized use of a vehicle on January 5th, 2021 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you proceeding on the same allegation in each motion?
Yes, Judge.
Defense, any objection to the state reading the allegation, one allegation for each motion?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. In the supplemental filing on each case, on or about the second day of July 2021 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant, Samuel Eugene Campbell, committed the offense of indecent exposure in violation of condition number 1.
And each of the motions, how do you plead to that allegation? True or not true?
Was I playing true?
Yes, sir. Do you plead true or not? We discussed that. You saying it's true or not true for the judge to proceed?
True.
All right, state.
State would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
Any objections
Yes,
to the
sir.
state's waivers?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Campbell, did you understand by pleading true to violation number 1 in each of these motions? In each of the motions, the court could find it true, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1 in each of these cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then in each of the cases, the court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge, for the court to revoke, adjudicate, and sentence Mr. Campbell to 12 months in the state jail facility in both causes. And for the plea of true, the state will take into consideration the evading case and the indecent exposure case.
All right, what are those cause numbers?
The evading case, Judge, is cause 664574. And the indecent exposure is 666917.
Defense, is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Also, what we're sort of that he would get credit for all time that he served.
All right. Mr. Campbell, are you asking the court to follow that agreement in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in each of these cause numbers, are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then in each of the cause numbers, the court will grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 12 months in the state jail facility, taking consideration 664574 and 666917. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing in either of those cause numbers?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Nothing from defense, Your Honor.
Mr. Campbell, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then in each of the cause numbers, because you've reached a plea bargain agreement with the state, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in each of the cause numbers, because it's a felony conviction, in each of these cause numbers, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Campbell, good luck to you. You didn't do well on probation. You're at a crossroads. Either you can do well or not. Either you can end up spending the rest of your life in and out of prison, or either not. These are your choices. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I was gonna ask how much back time did I have for this?
I don't know. What I'll do is I'll send you and your attorney to breakout room number 1. And if the clerks could go to number 1 and let them know what time he has, please. And Mr. Simmons, after your client finishes in number 1, if you will bring him back to the main room so he can be excused.
Yes, Your Honor. But I'll go back in the room. We discussed that with him. The other question I just simply had was for, I guess for Hunter, though. Can you please just CC me on the dismissals, or do we need to go to those courts for the 2? Is he there?
Yes, he's there. You all can put it in the chat box. Who are the parties on Veronica Wilson, please?
Robert Maurer, Judge, and I did the deal with Marcus.
All right, Mr. Maurer, is this your client who's on the screen now?
It is, Judge.
You're not logged on, right? All right. So pretty much what's going to
Just 1 second.
when they're going to ask you a couple questions, right?
Can someone please make sure they are on mute? Thank you. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 6022, State of Texas versus Veronica Wilson. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
Robert Maurer for
defense?
defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Miss Wilson? Could you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
None.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Wilson, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Brenna, I guess now for the record, since COVID is back with a vengeance, I can say we're appearing by video because of the pandemic. Ms. Wilson, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor, and we have reviewed it together.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Wilson, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review it with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're going forward on the lesser included Class B DWI.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Wilson, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor? The range of punishment is up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
She has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
She does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor. There's a $500 fine. The state recommends deferred adjudication. $60 to DPS for blood alcohol testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 1 year. There be a TAP evaluation, 50 hours of community service restitution, DWI education, DIP, VIP course, ignition interlock for half the term, and you're to continue with your AA meetings. Did you understand that? Those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of DWI as a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
Yes, the state offers States Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Wilson, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Supposed to leave through here, right? Ms. Boyd, I just press leave, right?
Yes. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge, I would ask you to waive PSI.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, just let the court know, I had provided Marcus with not only proof of my client's pretty regular attendance at AA, but also that she has been undergoing personal counseling out of the incident. She's very remorseful about what happened and is very motivated to change her life moving forward. I would just ask the court, I'm not sure how this court addresses community service. If the court could let her buy this community service out in lieu of doing them and allow her to continue with her personal treatment, depending on what the type of evaluation comes back with.
All right, Ms. Wilson, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
I work for Wells Fargo.
Okay. How old are your children?
I have a 22-year-old, a 12-year-old, and an 8-year-old.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 1 year deferred adjudication, $500 fine, that'll be probated, $60 restitution to DPS for blood alcohol testing, 50 hours community service restitution. You can handle that one or two ways. One, I'm going to order that you take parenting classes. So if you complete the parenting classes, you don't have to do the community service hours, but you will have to do parenting classes. Or you can pay $7.25 per hour to the San Antonio Food Bank. There's to be proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or supervision of minors. DWI education course, DIP or VIP course, ignition interlock for half the term, continue with AA meetings, and defense. What type of counseling is she participating in?
I have two. One, it's from a lady named Kaylee Flores. It's just individual and personal counseling, a 12-step recovery. I provided a copy to Marcus, and she can provide a copy to probation as well. And also a letter from her sponsor at AA.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do, Rebecca. I want her to continue with her counseling with this person, Kaylee. But Ms. Wilson, you're going to need to sign a release so that probation can be made aware of how you're doing in that counseling. And then Rebecca, if there are any issues with that counseling, then we'll go forward with the TAP evaluation, but we're going to see how she does now. So counseling with, and what's the person's last name, Mr. Maurer?
Judge, it is Flores, Kaylee, K-A-Y-L-E-I-G-H, Flores with an S.
All right, so she's to
Your
continue
Honor,
with, yes.
can I say something? So
Yes.
this counselor, she's like a drug substance or counselor, but I pay her out of pocket. I do see her weekly. So I don't know about what does it mean about the community service or to pay? Because I pay out of pocket to see her,
All
not
right,
of
here's
my
the thing.
insurance.
You can either do community service hours, they're 50 hours. I'm ordering parenting classes. If you complete your parenting classes, then you don't have to do community service hours.
Okay.
So that's the way it goes. Or either you may say, I've gotten a windfall and I see that the San Antonio Food Bank needs some money. You can do $7.25 per hour to the San Antonio Food Bank. It's completely up to you, but I'm requiring that you do parenting classes.
Okay.
Just a quick clarification on the supervision of minors. You just meant in an employment capacity, not as a parent.
No, in an employment capacity.
Okay.
All right, and there's going to be regular reporting by Zoom. If something happens and you're not able to report by Zoom, you'll need to report in person. Rebecca, is there anything else that she needs?
No, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Wilson, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Wilson, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Ms. Wilson, you're going to have to do better, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I think you're headed in the right track, you know, by going to counseling. Here's the thing about the 187 District Court. You're not going to be extended if you feel like you need more counseling, because I think the key to remaining sober is knowing what you need to do in order to remain sober. But what I can tell you is on probation, regardless if it's a DWI probation or whatever, you're not allowed to drink alcohol and marijuana, CBD oil, or whatever else people are using. That's not allowed either, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Probation will go over conditions with you, and then you're excused from that room. Mr. Bauer, you can go to that room, or either you can be excused.
I am wanted in County Court 8, Judge.
All right, have fun.
All right, bye. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Marcus.
All right, David Cuellar.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Yes. Mr. Cuellar,
Unfortunately-
what is happening with Mr.
Unfortunately,
Hurtado?
I haven't made contact with him. I don't believe he's going to make it in today.
All right, do we know, is there a warrant for Mr. Hurtado?
I don't think so. I think he's online right now.
All right, Mr. Cuellar, since you've informed me that your client may have some mental health issues, we do have a 2 o'clock setting. So if you can zoom back in at 2 and see if his mom can get him to appear either in person or by Zoom.
I will try that. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Mr. Simmons, you're still here, Bill?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I'm gonna log off now, Judge, unless
No problem. I just thought you had something else with this.
no, Your Honor. Thank
But
you.
that's okay. People love the 187.
Indeed.
Okay, have a good one.
Judge, can you put me in the breakout room with,
Oh, I'm so
Ms.
sorry. And let
Wilson?
me make you a co-host.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks. All right, James Meyer, Dyer Hall. What are we doing?
Yes, I was able to discuss and talk with the defendant, and I also talked with the Mr. Sanders from the DA's office. This is our first setting, and my client will be asking for the body cam video that we haven't got discovery for, and I think he wants pretrial motions to be filed, especially suppression motions and motions in limine. I ask for a reset, a regular reset on this, so we can motion for more discovery as well as file pretrial motions.
All right, who's the prosecutor we're working with?
Mr. Sanders?
All right, Marcus, is 30 days enough time for you all to get the body camera video to defense counsel?
Yes, Judge, I'm pretty sure it's already there. I think he just hasn't had a chance to look at it, but I'll double check.
All right, so we're coming back on September 16th, Norman, is that the date?
I'm sorry, Judge?
September 16th for Mr. Hall, is that the date?
Let me check, Judge. Yes, we can do that.
All right, we're coming back on September 16th. Mr. Myron, the state is saying the body cam video is already uploaded on the system. So if it is not between now and then, if you can get in touch with the state, they'll make sure you have it, and we'll have another discussion on that date.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. You and your client are excused.
Thank you.
Vivek Jampala,
Yes, Your Honor.
yes, what is happening with Nathan Gomez?
We need to, I guess, get a couple of things over to the prosecutor, and they're going to review a couple of things I pointed out in the video, and I think we're going to need another setting.
All right, Norma, can we set Mr. Nathan Gomez for 1 month?
Yes, ma'am. The same day.
All right.
Y'all
we'll
gonna
see
be
you back on
filing
the-
motions? I assume he's filing motions as well?
Yes, I'll be filing that discovery motion.
Okay.
All right, and what discovery, there's discovery that's not uploaded or discovery that you,
It's just the blood test scientific discovery, Your Honor. I think we have a standing order that I got to pull up and get over.
all right, thank you.
Is it gonna be set for a discovery compliance, Judge, or?
Yes, just put it down for discovery. But the
Okay.
defense attorney is gonna file a motion before then, well before then, for blood discovery.
Okay, I'm gonna move to the 15th then, instead of putting it on the 16th.
Okay. All right, so it's gonna be September 15th. And Mr. Hall, you can appear by Zoom on September 15th. If for some reason your Zoom is not working, you'll need to appear in court. If there's nothing else, you're both excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Mr. Hall.
Mr. Gomez,
Mr. Gomez.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
have a good one, Your Honor.
You too, thanks. All right, Ignacio Barreto.
Yes, Your Honor, I've been in, actually, I had been talking to Martha Sanders before, but I talked to Hunter today. We're missing the, it hasn't come in yet, the labs for the blood screen on the drugs. We're thinking it should be coming in hopefully very soon. We'd like to ask to get reset for 30 days, so maybe it'll come in and we can make our.
All right, where's your
delicious.
client?
Well, he should be here. I didn't get notice of this case until this setting until last night. I sent him an email and I tried to call him and I can't get. There's something wrong with this.
I will give him till 2 o'clock, but what I can tell you, since we're back under COVID, and I know sometimes people forget things, these settings for these cases that have been indicted, they are set by the system. So this is not something that Ms. Ferguson did a forced setting. So your client would have received an email, and that email would have the address of the court, so he can either appear in court or by Zoom. Ms. Ferguson sends out the Zoom notices, and she sends those new Zoom notices out the day before, because she used to send it out 3 weeks in advance, but defense attorneys would either lose the email in their spam or just forget about it.
Okay, well.
So who is this rebel number 4? You were saying something? Are you Mr. Mankata? Are you Israel Mankata?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, there we go. Your client's here.
Yes, I was just letting you know I was here.
Okay, great. See, if you would have let me know sooner, that would have saved the speech.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was just listening. I'm not too sure what's going on exactly.
That's okay. All right, so what information are you getting from the state?
Okay, Judge, I'll clarify. This is a DWI where there's suspected substances in addition to alcohol. The alcohol has been tested, came back under the limit. The specimen was retained for additional drug testing, and it's in line for that. The
Okay,
initial
wait a minute. Is this a DWI?
This is an evading judge attached to a DWI.
Okay, and is the DWI, is the DWI something that's in another court? Is it a misdemeanor?
It is a misdemeanor DWI.
Okay, so what are you asking for? You guys need a month reset? What do you all need? What are we waiting on?
So, Judge, this is.
Oh,
This is the
good.
one I conferred on. I wanted him to plead to the DWI. The attorney is uncomfortable pleading without the blood result. And so we want the blood to see if he'll plead to the misdemeanor or the felony.
Okay, so how long is that gonna take?
We expect it to be about a month.
All right. Norm, can I get a month reset for Israel Makata?
Sorry, somebody muted me. On the 14th.
9/14. All right, we'll see you back on 9/14.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes.
Okay.
As well as me.
Yes, you're excused. Are you in the, like an attic or something?
No, this is a room we're just building.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say if it's the attic, it's probably hot up there.
Yes, it is hot in here though.
Oh, they don't have the AC? They haven't provided you all with fans?
No, we still gotta put insulation and the wiring and all that.
See, Brennan, this is what happens when people do away with OSHA. I learned about OSHA in my civil rights class and or citizenship class. I think I learned about it in middle school. I don't think they teach about OSHA anymore.
No, they do not.
Thank you. And they don't teach cursive writing or language arts, which I'm trying to, get the schools back to do that.
Yes, that would be good.
All right, well, take it
Thank
easy.
you.
Hydrate.
You have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, Joe Bohack, and then I'll take up Mr. Orchard. Joe Bohack? Juan Tovar, are you all still working on paperwork?
Judge, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
My internet has decided right now to go unstable. I'm gonna call back in on my phone, Judge. If you could give me just a couple minutes. I think we have all our paperwork signed on Mr. Tovar.
All right, so Mr. Tovar, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 2. A clerk will meet you there to swear you in. All right, Mr. Orta, who are you here for?
Judge, I was here through Zoom, I guess, on another case on a Chris Robles that he showed up and then he took off and then we reset it. But the problem I have, it's case number 2020 CR 12348. The court issued a bond forfeiture and I'm the one that made the bond. I was gonna ask the court if it could set it aside and just remand it without bond. I tried contacting him and I don't know, there's been a conflict since the beginning with him.
Okay, you need to meet with the clerk so they can give you the information to see if that's even possible.
Okay.
Because I don't know the status of the bond.
It's not nice yet. It's just a bond forfeiture.
Okay, so you need to come in the back and speak with the clerks. I don't have a file or anything.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Norma, can you see where Mr. Victor Gomez is, please? Because this client, Mr. Scott, has been here. And also Bobby Gebbia and Miss Cooper.
I thought I saw Bobby give you on the screen, Judge.
I don't even say his name 3 times. We only said it twice.
Yeah, you got to say it 3 times and I'm there. But no, I'm here. I have Miss Sherry Cooper. And if I could be placed into a room with the prosecutor who's handling that case, that'd be wonderful.
And that is CTD. I will send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
I don't know how to go to breakout room.
No, you don't go to that breakout room because you have
Oh,
not been requested to go to that breakout room.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Mr. Scott, can you unmute for me? Just hold it down, hold the bar down. All right, Mr. Scott.
Yes,
your-
ma'am.
The attorney who was appointed to represent you is not available. What I can do is I can assign you another attorney so that we can take care of your case today, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, are you okay with me assigning another attorney for you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're gonna get you an attorney today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Tovar, were you sworn in? Okay. Joe Bohack, are you available at the 25% off?
Hello, Judge.
Hi.
I'm here, Judge.
All right, I have like 3 or 4 Joe Bohacks on my screen now.
Oh, no, let me.
Oh, no, that's fine. Who was the prosecutor you were working with?
I was working with Marcus on Mr. Tovar's case.
All right, Marcus, are you there?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Tovar, I need you to unmute.
Yes,
And Brenda, in the words of Poltergeist, step into the light. Because we can't, honestly, I can't see you. It's like you're in the witness protection program. Okay, now I can see.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. Sometimes the shadows are playing differently. Brenda, like an episode out of Seinfeld. That episode called Two-Face.
Two-Face.
All right. People who have watched Seinfeld and watch as much TV and movies as I do will get that reference. Marcus, it's not in 4G or 4D or whatever, so you probably haven't seen Seinfeld. Okay.
Yes, I know it. It's the Festivus episode.
Oh my gosh, don't you love the Festivus episode? Okay, we're going to go on the record. 2021 CR 6026, State of Texas versus Juan Tovar. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Joe Bohack for the defendant, Your Honor.
All right, and are you Mr. Tovar?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
None.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection.
Mr. Tovar, I want to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video, and the court will state for the record that we are proceeding with video because COVID-19 has come back with a vengeance with many variants. Mr. Tobar, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Tovar, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waive your.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Tovar, I'm showing you a document entitled Court's Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with? Possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargaining agreement with the state, court does not have to follow that plea bargaining agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargaining agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargaining agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he is, Your Honor, yes.
Mr. Tovar, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review that page with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration County Court Cause number 658-426. And there's $57 to SAPD for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Oh, yes, Your Honor, I understand it.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, Mr. Tovar, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing it, you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
Yes, the state offers States Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Judge.
The judge will come right back. Just give her just a moment.
Sorry, everyone. For some reason, something weird happened to my computer. Who knows? But I've learned an important thing. And you know what I've learned, Brennan? My computer shut down, but it still didn't kick anybody out of the room. So it's still going. All right. Mr. Tovar, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it at all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Judge, and as we have a recommendation of deferred, we'd like to waive and proceed.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I would only just let the court know briefly that Mr. Tovar has been very cooperative. I've had no problems with him on a professional level. I found him to be easy to communicate with and respectful. And we would ask that you grant the deferred and let him move on with this issue.
All right, Mr. Tovar, can you unmute?
There you go, ma'am. Sorry.
No problem. All right, Mr. Tovar, tell me something about yourself. Are you married?
No, ma'am, I'm divorced.
Okay, how long have you been divorced?
Since 2000. Well, 21 years.
Oh, for 21 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How many children do you have?
I have one boy, 27
What is
years
his
old.
age?
27.
All right, if you're drug tested today and know that you are going to be drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I'm negative, ma'am.
All right, what were you doing with drugs?
It was Easter weekend, and we had a long weekend off, and a friend offered me that little package, so I took it, and big mistake. If you can look at my record, I'm not the one that gets in trouble. Been to court one time.
Okay, I'm having a hard time, and this is what I'm going to say to you. So I want you to know where I'm coming from because I'm trying to
Yes,
figure
ma'am.
out where you're coming from.
Yes, ma'am.
Where I'm coming from is the PSI has been waived. I'm trying to understand you a little bit so that I'll know what conditions to set so that you can be successful on this probation. My goal
ma'am.
when people are placed on probation is for them to complete it successfully.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't understand the connection between Easter weekend and it's a long weekend and drugs. Like, how do we go from Easter eggs, the Easter bunny, Peter Cottontail hopping down the bunny trail, hippity hoppity, Easter's on his way to drugs? Like the Easter bunny is not bringing drugs. That song
Yes,
doesn't
ma'am.
say that.
Right,
So
right.
how do we get to the drug thing?
A poor decision on my part, ma'am. Just a poor decision that
How
I
old are
made.
you?
I'm 55 years old, ma'am.
Okay, how are you
55.
making decisions of drugs? Now, mind you, I read the police report and I'm not going to say everything that was in the police report, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
But we know was in the police report. Were the drugs somehow related to the activity that you were hoping to engage in?
Oh, no, ma'am. No. I mean, no, ma'am.
So what were your plans for the drugs? I mean, with Easter eggs, people are planning to either hide them, find them, or either eat them. So what were you planning on doing with this drug?
I guess it's just a poor judgment on my part, ma'am.
No, I mean, what were you planning on doing with it? For example, in my world, if I go to the store for pecans, chocolate, flour, I'm either making a cake or making a brownies. I'm not just like, oh, it's a weekend and I'm getting these items. I have plans. So what were you planning on doing with the drugs?
Well, I was gonna give them to a friend of mine. That she's a female. I was gonna go visit. Like I said, they were given to me, and I was gonna give them to her.
Okay, you're back in the witness protection program. Coming in the light for me.
Right there. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this friend that you were planning on giving the drugs to,
Yes, ma'am.
is this a female friend?
Yes, ma'am.
Girlfriend?
No, ma'am. No, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm single. I just work and come to work and I'm boxing trainer.
Okay,
made a bad
Mr.
decision
Tovar,
that
I'm
weekend.
having a hard time understanding your logic because you're saying you got the drugs on Easter weekend. Then we
Right.
know you were going to go pick up a female. That's how this all came about because you were trying to get services from a female. And now
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
telling me the female you were seeking services from is not the same female that you were going to give this to.
Right. No, it's not the same female. It was
So
a
you
friend I
know
was gonna go visit
people,
later.
so you know people in your world who would appreciate a gift of meth.
I know some bad people. I don't know. I mean, I don't hang around with them or nothing. It was just a poor decision on my part, man.
Okay,
I don't know
Mr.
how.
Tovar, your story
Yes,
is not making any sense to me. Mr. Bohat, do you know what's going on with Mr. Tovar? Because I'm trying to figure out conditions for him. He's basically what he's told me is it's Easter weekend. I get drugs. I've never done this before, and I'm getting drugs. He has no intention to use them. He has some girlfriend who's not his girlfriend. She's just a friend who's a female. His intention were to give the less than a gram drugs to her, but on his way to doing that, I guess he made a detour to pick up an escort or participate with some other female. So does he have a drug problem? Does he not have a drug problem?
Well, Judge, he has been telling me, and we've talked a couple times about the issue, that he doesn't believe himself to be a regular user or something like that. I don't know that he is anyway a habitual user, Judge. Possibly we need a quick evaluation done. If we want to reset this, do you get a better picture of things? I don't have an objection to that. I think if we do enter,
Well, I mean, what is his drug of choice? because he's being sort of like moving around with me. Mr. Tovar, what's your drug of choice? Whatever you used in your past.
Meth. I've used meth before, yes.
Okay, so Mr. Tovar, why are you coming at me as though you never used meth before and that this was a one-time deal? That's the impression I received from you, and now I'm learning something different. So you use meth, and what else have you used? And we'll just say in the past so everybody can feel better. So you used meth in the past. What else have you used in the past?
Marijuana, man.
Marijuana. What else have you used in the past?
That's it, man.
All right. So this is what the court is going to do. There's going to be $1,000 fine that will be probated. 3 years deferred adjudication. I'm going to want a UA today.
Okay.
If he's positive, then I'm going to want intensive outpatient treatment. If negative, then I'm going to want random UAs. Taking consideration County Court cause number 658426, $57 restitution to SAPD for drug testing. $100 hours of community service restitution. That will be waived if, I'm sorry, he can either do the 100 hours community service restitution, or he can pay $7.25 per hour to the San Antonio Food Bank. Or if he chooses to, and I'm not forcing anybody to do it, but if you choose to get the vaccine, whether it's both shots, if it's a vaccine that requires 2 shots, then if he chooses to get the 2-shot one, or if he chooses to get the 1-shot one, if he provides proof of that, then the court will knock off 50 community service hours. But Mr. Tovar, the court is, you need to turn that off.
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to get it. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Sorry about that.
But the court is not forcing you to get the vaccine. That's completely up to you.
Okay.
I'm going to want regular Zoom reporting.
Okay.
Or in person. So if something happens and you can't Zoom, then you need to report in person. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month. Proof of employment within 15 days. No employment as a home health care provider or supervising minors. Rebecca, is there anything else that Mr. Tovar needs?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Tovar, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Probation will go over conditions with you. Then you are excused.
Thank
Bobby Gebbia and Mr. Bohack, I sent you number 1 as well.
All right, Judge.
Bobby Gebbia, you're back.
Yes, Judge. We have conferred. We have an offer. Ms. Cooper is currently remanded without bond, I believe. We have an agreement to set a bond, and I have filed a written motion to set a bond. That agreement is for a bond of $3,000. And with that said, we would like for the case to be moved on to the next setting. We have a number of things to do, not the least of which is to have an immigration attorney assigned to Ms. Cooper. She is a natural-born citizen of the United Kingdom, and we have to get a Padilla letter before we are to entertain any plea bargains.
All right, is she going to need an attorney appointed to her for immigration purposes?
Yes, she is, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, can you see if we can get the immigration attorney in here for Ms. Cooper, please?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second.
We're going to have somebody Zoom in a moment to speak with her and you. And Mr. Gebbie, are you able, in the interest of justice, to take an appointment, Mr. Scott?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right, just give us a moment. All right, then I'll set the bond at $3,000.
No contact with the victims or the victim's property.
All right, could you have her come back to breakout room number, from the breakout room to come to the main room? She's still in number 2. Mr. Bohack, did you need me?
I'm trying to figure out how to get into the breakout room.
All right, I sent you to number 1. Are you on an Android phone?
Yes.
Brenda, I hate when they say they're on an Android because then I'm supposed to know this because I have an Android. All right, if you will click on the box where it says more.
Right, that's.
And does a breakout room pop up for you?
No, that's the thing that's so confusing.
All right, will you tap the screen?
Yes. Oh, there's breakout room.
Awesome. Okay, Brenda, we'll have to remember, tap out the screen. All right, Ms. Cooper, you're gonna have to make sure that you appear in court by video, which is Zoom, or either in person. If you don't, I'm not going to do this thing where I'm recalling warrants or anything of that nature. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, very much so.
All right, and then who is the person that she's to have no contact with? Is it the complainant in this case?
The complaining witness, Your Honor.
In this case?
Yes.
All right, so you're not to have any contact with Stephanie Carr. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else, State, that you're requesting?
It was Hunter that I discussed this with.
No, Judge, just the bond and the no contact at this time.
Okay, and Norma, on Stephanie Carr, can I have a reset date, please?
Sherry Cooper, Judge.
I'm sorry, Sherry Cooper.
We can do the 16th, Judge.
All right, we're gonna come back on September 16th. And is Teresa able to zoom in, Norma?
I'm on hold right now, Judge. They're trying to get a hold of her.
All right, thank you. All right, and Mr. Scott,
Yes, ma'am.
your attorney is going to be Bobby Gibbia, but before he speaks with you, I think he's going to want to speak with the state.
Mhm.
And it's a MTR, Hunter and Bobby. So Bobby, if you'll go to breakout room number 2.
I will. Thank you, Judge.
And Ms. Cooper, we're waiting for the immigration attorney. And Bobby, when the immigration attorney comes in, you'll get a chance to speak with her.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Hannah.
You're welcome. Just give us a moment, Mr. Scott. You had a lot of patience today. Thank you.
Judge, I just sent her the link. She'll be logging in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, can one of the clerks come to the back office to give this motion to the defense counsel, please? Thank you. And Norma, do you know if Shannon Locke is coming in on Miss King?
Yes, but not till 2, Judge.
All right, thank you. And Norma, can you see if you can get the attorney for Mr. Urto to come back? It was David Cuellar.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Ms. Davila. Thank you so much for zooming in.
Hi, Judge. How are
Hi.
you? Hi.
Great.
Good.
I'm going to send you to a breakout room in a moment with defense counsel and with Ms. Cooper. And so the person you will be representing, her name is Sherry, Sherry Cooper.
Sherry
And-
Cooper. Mhm.
Yes. And the cause number is 2021 CR 0664.
Okay.
And she has an unauthorized use of a vehicle charge. The
Okay.
defense attorney is Robert Gebbia. And I think he said she's a citizen of the United Kingdom.
Okay.
And so as soon as he comes out of the breakout room, I will send you and Ms. Cooper to the breakout room to speak with him.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Judge.
Judge, Ms. Square said it'll take him about 10 minutes to log in.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hurtado? Hopefully he did not leave. Mark Hurtado? All right, just one moment, Mr. Hurtado. Mr. Hurtado? We have lost him. All right, Bobby Gibbia, are you back?
Yes, I am, Judge. I can speak to either the immigration attorney or Mr. Scott. I'm ready for both.
All right, let's start with immigration, and then Mr. Scott, we will take you up next. So,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. And Bobby, do you want your client in the breakout room as well?
That's fine.
All right, so Teresa, if you could go to breakout room number 3, and Bobby, if you could go to 3. And
Okay.
Ms. Cooper, I'll send you to breakout room number 3. Mr. Hurtado, Mark Hurtado. You need to connect to audio. If you can't figure out your Zoom, you're going to have to appear in court.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Hurtado. Mr. Hurtado, if you're unable to work Zoom, then you'll need to appear in court.
Hello, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, so you need to get your audio working. You need to
It's
get
working.
your everything working. If not, you're going to have to appear in courtroom. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. You already expressed that to me. Yes, everything is working.
Okay, so you want to, when your attorney comes back, you're going to have to explain to me why you were late, okay?
When my attorney comes back, okay, why can't I do it now?
We're waiting for your attorney to Zoom back in. Your attorney has been here all day.
Okay.
Hi. All right, so
Hello.
Bobby, are you ready for Mr. Scott?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Scott, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 with your attorney.
Hello?
Mr. Urto, you need to wait until your attorney appears. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I just heard you call out another name, so I was wondering.
No,
if
I did not
was-
call your name, and your attorney was here from 9 a.m. until late in the afternoon, waiting for you to appear.
Late in the afternoon, it's 12 o'clock. I was given till
Is
2.
that not the afternoon? Here's the thing, you were supposed to be here at 9 a.m., you were not. So the fact that your attorney is not here right now, that's on you, because your attorney appeared at 9 a.m. The docket was called at 9 a.m. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I understand. I was given till 2 p.m.
No. The reason why I allowed your attorney to have you come back at 2 was me being generous, because you were to be here at 9.
Okay, I was having trouble.
And
with
everyone
this-
here needs a lunch break, so come back at 2.
So don't wait for my attorney now?
No, you need to be back here at 2. And if your Zoom isn't working, then you need to be here at 2 p.m. in the courtroom. And if you're either not on Zoom at 2 or not in the courtroom at 2, a warrant may be issued. Do you understand?
100% understood. Yes, ma'am.
See you then.
Thank you.
Judge, are we on break?
We're just waiting for Bobby Gibbia and his client, Mr. Scott.
Okay.
Yeah, we are good to go. I'd like to confer with Hunter a little bit more, but if you all want to take a break, I can completely understand. I'm available all day. It's no matter to me.
No, if you can go back to number 2, and Hunter, if you could go to number 2. Yes, Mr. Gibbia.
We have an agreed recommendation to the court on the MTR, so we'll need a plea. Well, no, we need the video waiver and the trial court certification defendant's right to appeal. Other than that, we'll be fine.
All right, thank you. Thank you for helping out.
Norma, I'll put it all in the chat box for you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, while that paperwork is forthcoming and we'll be
Yes.
moving this along pretty quickly, may I please be replaced into the breakout room with Mr. Scott? Is he still in 2?
He's in 1. All right, and Brenda, after we do this, then we'll take our break.
Hey, Rebecca, can you hear me?
Yes.
Do we have an NPR on file that includes Mr. Scott's newest charge? If not, don't worry about it, but if we do, can you send it to me?
Let me see. Was that the one that you signed this morning? No. Okay, hold on. I've been looking at the MTRs like crazy. I'll look and see.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Uh-huh.
The only thing the court has is the motion, the first motion, the second motion, and I don't see any new number ones.
That's what I saw the same thing, Judge.
Okay. Is that what you're wanting him to plead to, a new number one?
I don't have a preference, but if there was one already on file, then I would take that.
Okay, yeah, I don't have one on the motions.
No, just one motion and 2 supplementals.
That's okay.
Okay. Oh, Teresa, Miss Cooper's case is rescheduled for, let me find her on the docket. Norma, what date did we give Miss Cooper?
The 16th, Judge.
All right, so she's rescheduled back for September 16th, Teresa.
Okay. Got it. September 16th.
Yes.
Okay. And she's supposed to contact me once she's out, and I'm going to talk to her attorney. Didn't come back before I came back into the main session, so I'll just have to contact him outside of court, I guess.
Okay, he's actually in a breakout room with another client.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you want to hang around, you can, or if you want to contact him out of this session, you can.
I guess I'll contact him out of the session. Most of the information I'm going to need is from her. She gave me a lot of good information, but I guess I'll contact him to send me the charging documents for her.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge. Take care.
Bye-bye. You
Bye.
too. Bye. Norma, can you let them know L20 can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
David, your client is coming back at 2.
At 2 o'clock.
Yes.
L20 can go back. Cooper, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Judge, I sent you a chat.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Marcus. And everyone, we're probably going to be back at 2:15 since we're still waiting for this last case. And so that'll give everyone, I think, slightly extra break to make up for the fact that we're not breaking at 12:30. And everyone, I have another Zoom meeting for me that's scheduled at 12:30. So as soon as y'all have completed the paperwork, I will just be back to complete this case. Brenda, that's the bad thing about Zoom. It's like, then people can schedule you for like 3 or 4 meetings.
Judge, technology doesn't make our life easier, it makes us busier.
Yes, it does.
I just wanted to update you, Judge. We have everything ready. He just doesn't know how to use the technology, so he's waiting on a jailer to come so he could sign his documents. That's the only holdup.
All right, Norma, can you get a deputy to help Mr. Scott sign the documents?
Yes.
And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna close the rooms. So he should be coming out.
They're sending somebody right over.
Okay, Mr. Scott, they're sending someone to help you sign the documents, okay?
She ain't saying nothing yet. She just says,
No, he just needs to sign the documents.
you heard her? She said, I just need to sign the documents.
Tell us that you haven't signed the paperwork with your lawyer yet. Ask if she put you back into a breakout.
No, he can just do it from there. We don't need to do it in the breakout room. The attorney has already gone over the paperwork with him. He just needs to sign it.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing?
Great. How's everything going?
Doing great so far. He has paperwork to sign, but he hasn't signed it with his attorney. So I was wondering if you can put him into a breakout room so you can sign
No,
that.
his attorney is on the screen right now.
Okay, no problem. I just have him sign it, ma'am.
Thank you.
I don't know how to do that. Yeah. She ain't passed that on.
See the blue button down here? See the cursor? Let me get it right. If you understand what you
I don't know. I ain't never did nothing like this.
push that button right there, sir. All right, send it. All this paper, all your paperwork is signed, sir.
Okay. You see everything signed,
All right. Thank you. I have it on my end. All right. The court is going to call 2015 CR 0757W, State of Texas versus James Scott. Could I have
Yes,
parties announced for the record for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
Robert Gebbia.
And are you Mr. Scott?
yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Scott, did you sign a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and did you go over it with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Gibbia, you were appointed on this case this afternoon. Do you need any more time or a reset before you proceed?
No, Your Honor. Any more time would cause unnecessary delay.
Mr. Scott, I'm going to show you 3 documents. One is entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision, state's motion to supplement pending motion to revoke probation, and state's second motion to supplement pending motion to revoke probation. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same James Scott who was placed on community supervision in 2015 CR 0757W for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on February 18th, 2015 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. Bobby, if you could just check the chat real quick.
That's fine.
Okay. In state's, I believe, second supplemental motion, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, James Scott, did that in their field to report to the supervision officer in person for the months of May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 2018 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
Any
No objection, Your
objections to the state's waivers?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Scott, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 3 years in prison, and up to a $2,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes.
Yes, Judge. State would ask this court to grant the motion, revoke supervision, amend the judgment, or reform the judgment to 2 years, and sentence Mr. Scott to 2 years. And for the plea of true, the state would take into consideration Night Mag number 622193.
Is that the agreement, defense?
That is our agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Scott, are you requesting that the court follow this agreement?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. As previously stated, the court is finding violation of condition number 5 true. Will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration Night Mag number 622193. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes, I did.
It? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
All right, then, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll go off the record. Mr. Scott, how old are you?
68.
All right, Mr. Scott, it's time for you to stop, doing what you do, unless you want to end up in prison, in and out for the rest of your life, right?
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Don't be the person in the prison that when new people come, they say, hey, who should we talk to find out how things run? And they say, oh, go talk to Mr. Scott. And they say, who is Mr. Scott? Oh, we just call him Grandpa because he's the oldest person at the prison. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a drug or alcohol problem, there are plenty of free places. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Scott. Thank you so much for your patience. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.
Thank you all. Thank you all. God bless.
All right. Thank you. Now, can you let them know 13C can go back?
I can go back to the tier?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. I'm going to stop live stream. We're going to come back, everyone, at 2:15.